And it is 8 o'clock, guys. We are live. How you doing, Jason?
Good, good. Greetings from Aruba.
Good. How's the weather down there, man? Been nice.
Yeah, it's nice actually. It's quite sunny and windy as always.
It gets cold, then it gets warm here, and then it gets cold. It's supposed to warm up like
Yeah,
70s here this weekend.
there's
So I'm ready for spring.
a lot of tourists here now. They wanted to
I'm
escape
sure.
the cold.
What are you? What watch you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing my AWM 500. It's the full metal G-Shock that's also an DG.
Nice, nice. I'm wearing a. I won't say which Islander because you guys will probably see it. What's up, Neela? I won't say which Islander because you guys will probably see an unboxing, but probably tomorrow or Sunday, possibly.
Nice.
I have to do a review on that Seiko 5 that I just got. It's a pretty cool little watch too. Have you seen that one that I got, Jason? The green one.
The Seiko 5 green one.
Yeah, I got the 5KX. It's the kind of like the Hulk green.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I've seen
Yeah, it's
that,
pretty
but
cool.
not in person. Not in person.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool watch for the money. But yeah, I figured tonight's topic we could talk about what our watch collection goals are for the year.
Mhm.
Um, what are you planning? Are you planning? We were talking off camera there, or off screen. But what are you planning? You plan on getting anything this year, Jason?
Right now, I don't have anything in plan to get, but I do want to get something that's going to like really stick in the collection. Right now,
Okay.
I have like quite a few watches to thin the herd with, and the thing is like some of the watches I'm not wearing, so instead of like having it like collecting dust somewhere out there in my drawer, I'd rather like sell it off and have somebody else enjoy it. You know? There has been like quite a few G Shocks recently that I have. I was like, I love the mod that I made, so I was wearing that quite often. And there's quite a few Zelos that I've been wearing. I've been reviewing also, so that's something that's taking up my
You've
rotation.
been hanging around Dane there a lot, huh?
The thing is, like, they're just good. There are some good up and coming micro brands. You'll just see the reviews the next few weeks. And that's a good thing about it. Like, there's a regular flow of watches now. I actually have a backlog now, which is something that I'm quite happy with, and at the same time
That's good.
begrudgingly because I can't keep up with it now.
Yeah.
And
Congrats on 10,000 subscribers, by the way.
Yes, I was very happy with that, and I really, really appreciate all of the supporters out there that's watching my content. I'm really, really thankful for all of you and whoever is listening. That is, and
Speaking of new watches, Average Joe, he just got a watch today. You want to tell us what watch you bought today, Joe? But yeah,
nice.
that's so you're planning on pretty much thinning the herd out, keeping it
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
to a minimum.
yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it's very easy to like, hey, Thomas, how are you? It's very easy to for
What's up,
these
Thomas?
watches now to pile up because of the
Hmm.
YouTube channel gig, and at the same time, I don't feel like buying more stuff. If that's it's kind of weird. I want to like talk about them. I want to see them. I actually handle many of them. Actually, I'm supposed to shoot a Chronomaster and uh, and some sort of special Panerai from my local AD, but I still need to like schedule that. But that's in the pipeline too. And
Nice.
I've been like handling some really really good watches, even Hublots. Yes, some Hublots are
Hey,
actually
I
really,
don't really hate Hublot, and believe it or not, my boss doesn't really hate Hublot either. They get a bad rep because they're kind of overpriced for what they are.
yeah, well, yeah.
Some of them are decent looking watches. It's just they're a bit pricey.
You know what's here's the thing. I don't think they're overpriced at all though, because I approach it like maybe it's because I have like an artist background and a designer's background, like that Murakami Hublots that I reviewed. You know, Um,
Mm-hmm.
they're really good, but maybe it's not as good for a watch enthusiast point of view, because a watch enthusiast, they look for like fine finishing, great
Mm-hmm.
materials. I mean, Hublot has that too, but their appeal is more on the popular arts.
Yeah.
And, and yeah, the common complaints that they're using quite normal movements, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Normal mechanical movements. They just like dress it up a little bit here and there. That is true, but it's not about the movement when it comes to certain novelties from Hublot. It's really about the collaboration between the artist and the expression of that artist on that watch, and that is something that you could wear anywhere you go. So I could see the appeal. I'm not the one who's going to buy that. I mean, I would rather make my own watch rather than buy an artist's watch. But I know that there are people out there that that's their thing. Like
Yeah.
producer Michael's one of those. And
Well,
so
I know they're really popular over in Europe and like a lot of the
oh, in the Philippines
Central
too.
South American countries. That's
Yes.
because they sponsor a lot of soccer and Formula One as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, that's our public view also, like how Tag Heuer and Rolex, like that's our public view. But Hublot has a certain side to it that caters to these other folks. Not the public folks, but the celebrities, the CEOs, those who are like ballers, they call it. That's that's something that like Hublot's got a lock on, because I don't see any other brand that has that same kind of prestige. Maybe like AP and outside of AP, Hublot and Patek, because
Hmm.
that's what the celebrities want. They
Hey,
have the
Cowboy Swami. Hey,
yeah,
Roy the Tiger. How you guys doing? Nilo's asking, has me and Jason were actually just talking about that off the air there. My taste hasn't really changed because at heart I'm still an enthusiast in the end of it, and I enjoy my job day in day out. Like I actually look forward to going to work now, so which is a change of pace. But yeah, I mean I enjoy handling all the high end stuff, but I have literally just as much fun. Like I'm wearing a $300 Islander watch right now. Like I have just as much fun with the $200-300 watches as I do the $200,000 watches. You know,
yeah.
oil money watches. Now that it looks like they are switching over to the Zenith Elite movements, I wonder if people might embrace the. Really, are they? Is Hublot switching over to the Zenith Elite movements? I didn't
Mm,
hear that.
the thing is, like, I need to review that new one, the Skyline uh, Zenith. I actually requested the AD here, and they said they're getting one. I need to see that for myself now that I have access to the AD's inventory. That I could actually ask them now what to review. I want to take advantage of that, and to me, like Zenith is one of the. I'm now a believer. On Zenith, I see the quality. I see the engineering on them, and
Oh
they're
yeah,
actually trying new stuff.
and you remember I had the 38 millimeter El Primero. I love
Yes.
that. I don't know if you remember that or not. I love that watch. It's just at the time I didn't really have that much need because of work to wear one. Now it might be a little bit different because I'm working like an office job. I'm not working like a physical labor job. I can probably wear it a little bit more now. So I don't know if I would rebuy one or not.
I mean, well, yeah, actually, that's also one of the things that actually like catching my attention. The Chronomaster is like pretty awesome too. I'm looking forward to that review. If I see it and if I like handle it, and if like
We have one.
Jason,
I got to wear one for a little bit. You talk about the new one, right?
yeah, the new one, the ceramic one, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I actually got
not
to
not,
wear
not
it
the
for a little
revival.
bit on test drive. They are awesome, man. I would buy one in a heartbeat if I had the money.
Well, there's a waiting list, so for
Yeah.
those.
Oh, we have one.
You have one?
Yeah.
Well, so there you go, guys. I mean, if you guys need a Chronomaster, then Luxury Bazaar has one. Well, they have one
But
here
yeah,
too.
they're killer watches, and it doesn't really give me a a dressy vibe like my Zenith did, my old one. Like it's more of a sporty vibe with the bracelet kind of.
Yeah, but
And I don't think they're really copying Rolex with the Daytona because if you think about it, and a lot of people said this too, like Zenith was in the Daytonas there for a while. I mean, they used their movement.
I made a video about that. I need to go back and
Yeah.
see. I don't remember what I said there. But we'll see. Maybe my opinion would change once I see it in the metal. Yeah,
But yeah, they're
I've handled,
definitely killer watches.
but I've handled like really good Zenith already. Like that Carl Cox version, man. That 1/100 chronograph is just mesmerizing to see when it's activated.
And
It's
the
just,
what is the Defy? You know what I'm talking about? The kind of skeleton one. Everybody called it a Hublot for a little while
yeah, you know what
when it first came out. That's
I
actually
kind
a
of don't
pretty
like
cool watch.
that one. Yeah, I saw that divided. This guy, no, not that's not mine. Well, if they ask me to review it, I'll review it. But that's not my taste.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that for me. You know, the Chronomaster has that. I mean, the way that the Chronomaster was like laid out. Yeah, and I agree. It's not copying the Daytona. Maybe it
No.
does look like somewhat. And I remember I made like a silhouette version of that to show the
And I
comparison
feel like
between
the
the two
only
of them.
reason people are saying that is because of the ceramic bezel.
Yeah, and I agree. If no, not I agree. I understand if they think that, but yeah, maybe it's not so similar. But then again, I haven't handled a Daytona as of yet. Yeah,
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, I've been fortunate enough, I handle them day in and day out, and I don't really see that many similarities in the Daytona and the Zenith at all, really.
yeah. Then and that's the difference, I guess. I guess you have to see it in the metal, both of them. So for you to like have a subjective
The
point
question
of
is,
view.
which Zenith would you get? Would you get the Black Dial or the Panda or the White Dial?
Mm, I like the white dial. I because the thing is like I don't
Yeah, we
have
have the White Dial.
yeah because I don't have
That's
I
what I
only have
tried.
one white dial.
The White Dial is the killer dial in person too.
But isn't that the one that's like pitching more now?
Yeah, I think ours is like right under a 12, so it's a little bit above retail.
Man, that's big money for me.
But I mean, I mean, you can't really. What is it? I think I remember ECJ Lux that I used to work with the 80 down in Charlotte.
Yeah,
I called them just out of curiosity. That's where I bought my El Primero from through Ross, my buddy. Um, but like I called them, they said they're on like a year and a half wait list for those.
what about the revivals?
I like those. Rick, if you know Rick on Rick
Yeah, yeah,
Whitaker, Rick on watches. I believe
yes, of
he
course.
has one of those, if I remember correctly. Those I like the revivals. I like you talking about the 1969 revivals.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Just not
love those watches.
just not the ladder bracelets. The ladder bracelets doesn't appeal to me.
You could always switch those out though.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Get like what would you throw in there, like a rally strap or something like that?
But I like a bracelet, the typical solid bracelets. That's what I mean. I don't feel like wearing big, massive holes on my bracelet.
What's up, James Duffy? How you doing? Shout out to James
Hey,
Duffy,
James.
by the way. He's about to send me a couple of cool watches to check out. Yeah, I still have a handful of his watches I got to review. I'm gonna send them back to him with the other two that he's about to send. He's about to send me a Mito GMT, the Batman one, and a Alpina. So you'll be interested to check both of those out. Appreciate it, James. Like I said, even though I still handle the high end stuff day in day out, I still have fun with the affordables. So starting to try to get more active on the channel again with reviews and everything too.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get into that not get into that, but keep into that design niche. I try not to talk about like financial or like the economics of watches. It's really not my forte. But I did change my format. I used to have like 8, 10, 12 minute videos. Now I cut it down to 4. It
I
seems like
gotcha.
it seems like the more uh, pleasing uh, length
Yeah.
was for the viewer. So that I'm trying to like still perfect that, and that helps me also to make more videos than just one per week.
Yeah.
That's the goal
Definitely.
right now.
James is saying they're good for big wrists, which I got big wrists, so that's good. I've tried on an Alpina, the diver I reviewed a while back. Hey, what's up, Junior? How you doing, bud?
Hey, JJ.
And yeah, I understand. We're not going to get into politics or anything like that, but I understand why there's no need to review the boss stocks right now. But
Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen a boss stop. Also,
really, you
no,
haven't seen them in person for the
no.
money. I mean, if you get like the cheaper, the older versions I had, the cheaper, the 38 mil.
Mhm.
It's a good size gap, I guess. Like if you want to get into smaller watches and you're not sure, like I've got a big wrist. That was a way for me to try a smaller watch out without breaking the bank. Like 60, $70.
My wrist
It's
is
something
like
you
this.
get used to. They're quirky. Now the ones he sent me are nice. These are the upgraded, more modern versions of Bostock,
Mhm.
and they're really nice. The ones that he sent me, but yeah, the older versions like the divers, like the amphibia, which he sent me a newer version of the amphibia. But the older versions, they're cool, but they're quirky.
Yeah, I've seen some. It's just some of the designs are like cool. Some of the designs are mediocre. I find, but I need to
Hmm.
see them in the flesh to like have a proper.
They have they have a cult following too. The dot or the
I, I,
yeah
I
the
that
Vostok.
I see. Yeah, they have a cult
Yeah.
following.
Which I mean, for like I said, for the money under $100, mechanical movement, you can't really beat it.
Yeah, but the thing is, like for me, my niche is like if I'm going to spend like just around 100 200, I'd rather might just go with a G Shock. I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's my taste. I have
Yeah,
quite a few Z-Laws. I have quite a few G Shocks. Then I have my you know entry level luxury. And that's pretty. I'm pretty okay with that. I
but you
think
have
that's
a sub
my
too, don't
taste.
you?
Hmm?
You have a
Yeah,
Submariner too, don't you?
yeah. I still treat that. I still think the sub is an entry level luxury watch. Maybe not the price, but
Hey
I think
Thomas,
so.
I appreciate the super chat, bud. Guys, what is your opinion of the new Casio MRG B5000? I know Jason has done a video. Which one is that?
Oh, okay. The MRG B5000. Just imagine, those metal squares.
Mm-hmm.
This is like four times that.
Mm.
And the thing is, like,
Four
they
thousand
have,
dollar G Shock.
yeah, $4,000. But look, I think that the MRG B5000 is a bargain for an MRG. This is like, if you look at MRGs, this is like the lowest priced MRGs that you could, not the lowest. I think there's the. Oh yeah, I think there is. There's like a $2,000. There are $2,000 MRGs. This sits like in the middle of that. But this one is a little bit more special than your typical MRGs. The thing is, like,
That's crazy.
the entry level MRGs is like around $2,000, and they are a showcase of metallurgy. They use multiple kinds of metals. They have multiple finishes, and the entry level ones, they have also really good movements on it. And that's where the controversy is mostly coming around this new MRG squares, because for $4,000 there people are complaining that they're using the same module that the uh, GMW series, the metal squares, they're using the same module,
Mm.
right? There's some differences out there, but maybe it's just a differences in how it's rigged inside, because
I
the
still wear my metal square. It's just a comfortable watch. Like I wear it when I'm out and about, and I don't have to worry about getting rubbed. You know what I mean?
yeah, but people underestimate that. It's one of the most compact G Shocks that you could get. That's also dressy enough for you to wear on sleeves. But this
Hmm.
this one though, this MRG squares, they did not use the monoblock um, bezel that the
Yo,
metal
Flip and Zippo, what's
squares.
up, buddy? Sorry, didn't mean to
Hey,
interrupt.
Zippo. So yeah, they built specifically an engineered case for this MRG models, MRG squares, and they did that because of one, they wanted to really finish every single part. So that case is like made up of 25 different parts, and each small part can be hand polished. And that's the thing. People fail to realize that this MRG is coming from their Yamagata factory. That's their higher end G Shock factory. They
Okay.
include really like fine
Now,
finishing,
is that this the same
optimization.
factory where like the frogmen and all that come out of, or
Yeah, well, this is like the MRG factory. This is where their special metal finishing and handcraft um, factory comes in. You know, handcraft
okay,
watches come in. And the thing is, like, they're using not just titanium; they're using cobarium. That's a really, really high end kind of titanium. That's also a blend of chromium and cobalt, and it's really, really brilliant as palladium and platinum, and it's
thanks
scratch
for the super
resistant.
chat, James. But that's crazy though about the different materials. I never even realized that though.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that's what I think. Why this costs so much? Maybe down the road, if they mass produce this, maybe the price will go down, but I doubt it because
So it's kind of like Grand Seiko to Seiko.
yeah, exactly. And this is like, well, it's kind of like their Credor, you know, Grand Seiko, and then there's Credor,
You
right?
think it's kind of the same perception right now, kind of like you know how it took us some time to get over the Grand Seiko price tag. Like you think it's something kind of like that. Like over time, as more people handle them, they will see the
They should.
craftsmanship that goes into it.
They should, and I think that's already underway because this is not the the most expensive MRGs out there. There's MRGs that are 8 grand, and those really have like hand hammering bezels. Like each one is unique. The hammer tone bezels,
James,
the samurai ones.
yeah, I was gonna read James' super chat. I appreciate it,
Yeah, go
James.
ahead.
Prediction: that MRG B5000 will spawn a few variants before the squares move to the MIP display.
Yes, I agree with that, and they should. They G Shock should do that. But here's the thing, because like this new MRGs, they also have this suspension system outside. Because if you have like a monoblock bezel, that's really shock resistant, right? But since they made it into 25 different parts, they had to make it as shock resistant as a G Shock is, right? And to do that, they made this leaf spring mechanism on all four corners of the MRG square, and that's how it retained its G Shock, its shock resistance. And not only that, they used like 3 different kinds of titaniums blended specifically, and they're only made in Japan. So you could imagine the R&D. That's why you're paying like 4 grand for each one of those.
It's
And
crazy.
it's like they're not saying it's limited, but for sure it's a limited production because you've seen this Yamagata factory. This it's like really a small atelier, and
Okay.
they're not going to be able to produce a lot of these nor the other MRGs. That's why they're the higher end um, watches from G Shock because they're really just a showcase of what they could do. You're paying for that. You're not paying for the technology. And quite frankly, I don't think I need more sensors in this MRG because it doesn't make sense. I would rather have it like as durable and has this tough solar so that I don't have to charge or replace the battery often. Unlike the other G Shocks, wherein like the Rangemans and the Gravity Masters, you have to replace their batteries every like what 3 5 years. That's the
Cowboy
difference.
Swami's saying, how does Casio justify that price with that movement? Is it a metal movement like the 7C49?
No, they're really you're really paying for the case and the bracelet. It's the movement is like the same movement that you get from from the metal squares. It has like some really cool lighting effect, like the fading in, fading out EL, and that's about it. It has like a Bluetooth connection, but it's really not about the movement. It's or the module. It's really about the case and the bracelet and how they manufacture that, how they produce that. And look,
Hey,
it
Bobby, thanks for the super chat, bud.
hey Bobby,
Sorry to
thanks.
interrupt.
No problem.
Friday Night Live, yeah. Appreciate it, Bobby.
I tend
But
to
yeah, go
ramble.
ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but I do agree with that in time, this technology, because imagine they have this suspension system on every corner of the watch, of that square. I foresee that they could use that same technology in a lower end category because they don't have to use these cobarium. Cobarium is like really expensive. They actually use that for hip replacements, for bone replacements. They're actually medical metals because they're hypoallergenic and they're corrosion resistant. So they're ideal for um, human body part replacements. That's why it's so expensive too. They actually use it for jewelry, but I've never seen anyone wear cobarium as a jewelry, aside from maybe this square. James Duffy, what is that? It would make sense for the new MRG square case to eventually make it into the mid-tier titanium. I agree, but it will never replace the resin bezel. You see, that's the thing that Casio is smart about because they never halted the production of the 5600, right? So even if like some people are complaining that, hey, uh, why are they making more expensive G Shocks? I mean, it doesn't make sense because we could buy like the 5600 like for $100, right? But that's the point. You can still buy it, unlike the SKX that Seiko discontinued, and then they left or replaced it with the Seiko fives, right? So that's the thing that at least we still have from Casio. So we still have all of these ranges available to us. If you want, you can go to 600. If you want something a little bit more formal, more higher end, you can go with the metal squares. And if you really want to like get the best, the ultimate square, you have the MRG right now. And you know what? I don't think that this is the end of it. They could come out with a hammer tone bezel square and charge you $8,000 for it. They could pretty much do it. And the same complaints we'll get because it's the same module, the same movement, maybe a little like dressed up, but it's the same module that you get from the squares. And you know what? They're still going to sell out because right now even those MRGs they're sold out in Japan with their Edge stores, and they're now putting it up in Germany and in the United States. I guess they're also like going to release it on the 12th. Hey, Clam Walker, how are you? Yeah, and like what Thomas said, I made a video about that. It's not really as detailed as I used to make, but at least there I covered the reasons why it's actually kind of expensive, and I understand, I get it, why G-Shock can actually do this, and the analogy of Seiko Grand Seiko is the best analogy that you could have because it's practically the same. Casio themselves set that category. MRGs are really higher end G Shocks. They're not the typical G Shocks. If you want a higher end G Shock, you could go MTG. That's also another subcategory that they have. But the clear delineation between the two is like G Shock and then MRG. That's a that's how they structure their products at the moment. Let's see here in the comments. Yeah, the subject for tonight really was to see what kind of goals we have watch
Sorry, I
wise.
hit the mic.
Yeah.
But no, what I was gonna say is a lot of the like Casio, the G Shock, like they have a lot of hardcore like cult following with collectors, like
Yep.
and they know that people are gonna buy those no matter what.
Hmm. And the thing is,
Wouldn't
like,
you agree?
yeah, I agree. I mean, it's already sold out. Like I said, the pre-orders are already sold out in the Edge stores in Japan, and some are hoping to get it on the 12th, but that's going to be a mad dash to get one of those. And the thing is, like, I like also uh, how G-Shock actually manufactures these watches. I have one, the TVA. The DLC coating is really even. It's really scratch resistant, so I could wear it in confidence, no issues. And even that model, there were some criticisms because, yeah, what's the point of this watch? Well, why does it have like so many like labels on it? It's kind of weird and tacky, but that's the beauty of it. It's the genre that it's trying to tap into.
Cowboy Swan is saying he wants a G Shock compete. He wants G Shock to compete with Citizen and Sega with top end courts.
Yeah, I think they're already competing, but I guess Seiko and Citizen, actually, Citizen is more the proactive one when it comes to looking for new technologies, because I see Citizens the one that's actually looking into their movements, their quartz movements, and see how they could improve on those. Seiko seems to be like trying to get upmarket with their mechanical watches. Their yeah, well, their spring drive. What's the last new spring drive movement that we've seen in the past few years? I don't
I
even
can't
recall.
remember.
They haven't released any new spring drives of late, but Citizen has been like releasing new movements almost every year. They're trying to show it off. Like last year, I think that they had like this super accurate and super thin movement, which is like they had to invest money into it. But in G-Shock side, they they know that the module is sound and solid. The last technology that I've heard from it is like the smart models and the yeah, like what James Duffy said, the MIP display ones. Those are the like the new modules that they've been releasing. They've been releasing some new modules also, but their refinements are very small, not groundbreaking like Citizen. Citizen's the one that's really investing a lot in their on their movements. But quartz,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean, like the arguments of quartz and mechanicals, I think people will soon warm up to it because more and more people now are getting into watch collecting, and more people are understanding that quartz is not just for budget watches. Quartz is just really another kind of movement. And like automatic and mechanical watches, they have their niche, but they're in the minds of people and watch collectors, ingrained in their minds is that automatic and mechanical, these are the higher end models, they are the higher
yeah,
end watches, right? But quartz, when you mention quartz, it's for the budgets, but that's not true.
yeah.
There's a lot of
Junior
really good
Johnson's
watches
saying he's
there.
never had a G Shock, but he's thinking of getting a camouflage one for his grandson. That's a
Yeah,
good starter watch.
yeah. I mean, you can try those out. You can start out with those, because I did that. I started out with some of
And
the
for somebody
really,
that's young, they could beat the crap out of it, and you don't have to worry about
yeah,
it. You know.
and that's the beauty of G-Shocks. And I never really understood the appeal until I actually bought one, and it's really cheap. You could it's just a couple of Starbucks coffees that you have to skimp on, and then you have a G-Shock, right?
Yeah. Now the one camo one I do want, and I'm starting to warm up to it more. At first, I didn't want to pay the price. I want the blue titanium square, the
Yeah.
camo. It's like $1,200. I mean, I know somebody I can get a discount. It's still gonna be like $800 or so. But I'm still kind of wrapping my head around paying like $900 for a G-Shock.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I mean, you have to at some point take the plunge and try to open up your perception about it. That the because let's be honest here. Even I have like a couple of G Shocks out there. I barely use their chronographs. I barely use their timers. I barely use their roll times. It's just there, sitting there, untouched, unpushed. Those buttons. But
No,
you
I know
know,
I wear, like I said, I wear the old metal one I have. I paid like $400 for it. So
yeah,
I know
and
I would definitely wear the blue one. Like I would wear the titanium, the camo a lot.
yeah,
It's just getting, my head around paying $900.
just imagine you're paying for the technology on the bracelet and case. That because that blue camo one, they also use laser etching technology to produce those camouflage patterns. They're not gonna rub off. They're not gonna rub off. So that's the beauty of these technologies. And you know what? More and more of these are going to be produced, and in time, these prices will go down.
Tell Lucian we said happy birthday, by the way, Clam. Turned
Nice.
16. But yeah, that's one thing. Like you said, I guess it's just like a perception thing. You just have to, I don't know,
Yeah.
try it out maybe.
But you know what? It's just a when was the first Full Metal G Shocks released? 2017 was it or
Something
2016?
like that. I bought one of the anniversary. Mine's one of the
It's
anniversary editions.
yeah, so it's fairly new. You know, it's still not even like 10 years old. That G Shock took this plunge into going up market. You know, with these new
Hey, Clyde,
metal
we're
gear.
actually about ready to probably call it a night here shortly.
Yeah,
Let's see. Nightstand, Clam Walker. Yeah, like I said, tell Lucian we said happy birthday. But yeah, we're going on about 40 minutes. You about ready to call it a night, Jason?
sure thing. I've rambled
Thanks for
enough.
coming on, man. We're talking G-Shocks. That's all good though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love G Shocks. They're
Uh,
awesome, and they're going to like drain your bank account if you don't restrain yourself.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Like I said, I'm gonna
Thank you,
try to do
everybody.
more weekly live streams on the weekends. So appreciate everybody.
Have a
Clyde,
nice
we'll
weekend.
try to get you on next time. Hopefully the moving went well. I think he was in the middle of moving. But anyways, guys, we will see you guys next time. Thanks, Jason. We will see you guys later. Have a good weekend, guys. Be safe.
Later, everyone.